Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world's most famous tech show, CES 2018, live on BeTerrific. Your live continuing coverage. I'm Michael Artsis. Thanks so much for joining us at BeTerrific TV on all social media. You are the Terrifics. You make BeTerrific special. We had a lot of fun last night on Twitch with our IRL stream with Rashard Higgins from the Cleveland Browns and his trainer David Robinson, who may or may not have gotten married at the end of the night. I don't even know yet. We'll keep you posted on that. It was a lot of fun, and we'll be doing a lot more IRL streaming on Twitch, as well as a lot more streaming like this. We've got a lot of great new content coming to you in starting like next week, but really the kickoff will be the first week of March 2018. We're redoing 2 new studios with our partners Cumulus at Madison Square Garden, and we've got our studio in Secaucus, which we'll be redoing as well. It's really, really exciting, so don't forget to download the Apple TV app, Roku, Android TV, and Amazon Fire, as well as iOS, Android, and of course you can find us everywhere. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitch, we're on all these stations all over the nation for Cumulus, and of course we're on WTXX in Connecticut and WRTN in Connecticut as well. All right, I've got a great guest here. His name's Keith, and he's got a very innovative product. It's all about sensors, and you're going to take me through it. It's called Bebop Sensors, right?
That's right. And what we do is we make fabric sensors that interface squishy people with rigid computers. So we all wear fabric, we sit on it, and we walk on it. So fabric sensing is the way of the future.
So tell me what you can do with these sensors. Like, what information do I gather from it? What do I do with that information?
You can get all types of physical information: bend, twist, shear, pressure. We can make a computer trackpad, and it'll go in the sleeve of your coat.
Is the idea that I will use this when I am injured to figure out where the injury is? I'll wear them all the time. It'll help me train better. Where does this fall?
Well, this is not necessarily for traumatic experiences, although it could work there. This is for everyday life. It's going into automotive seats to include to promote safety. It's going into homes to make people aware of their grandparents. It's going into IoT devices, and it's going into data gloves.
So tell me about the Power Glove you got there. You're calling a data glove the Nintendo Power Glove. You remember that?
I'm afraid I do.
I love that thing. It never worked, but I loved it.
Well, this is one that works.
Excellent. Tell me about that.
Okay, we have 10 fabric sensors, 2 per knuckle, and
we got to wake the computer up, huh?
There we go. I don't know if you can see that, but that's my hand there moving around. And this allows you to interface with games, virtual reality, artificial reality, and it has haptic sensors, so it drives sound into your fingertips and palm so you can actually feel what you're touching.
Wow, that's very cool. I have this idea that in the future we will be doing a lot through hand gestures, typing and key punching, and all sorts of things due to sensors like this.
Yeah, we already have people using it for applications where they'll like pull a file down, take out a document, and type, and there's nothing there but air.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. And then can you use it for sports as well?
Virtual sports.
Yeah.
We do have other products for sports.
But I mean like training and stuff. Could you use it?
Yes. Yeah, we have a version of this with the sensors on the inside.
Can it, and like if you were like a boxer, could it tell you how many punches thrown, how fast, what the velocity was, what the angle, anything like that?
All of that plus more for golfers, for weightlifters, and for boxers and wrestlers.
Now you say that there's sensors in clothing. Talk about that.
Well, we have clothing where there's sensors in the elbows, shoulders. It can pick up breath rate, and it'll know how fast you're moving.
Now, you talked about having the sensors give you feedback in the hands. What about if you had a virtual steering wheel, an imaginary steering wheel you were holding with your hand, and you're driving a car in a racing game? Could that give you, like, so if I put my phone over there, put a headset on, could I use a fake, like a virtual steering wheel to turn?
You'd feel the bumps, and you'd feel the steering wheel fighting you.
So how do I get all that information into my gameplay or into the feedback from the clothes, into the sports applications? All these things we've talked about sound wonderful, but right now I'm looking at a screen with, it's very amazing that I'm getting the feedback and I see all that information. What do I do with it?
It's up to you. It comes in.
I have to code it.
Well, we have Unity plugins. We have other types of interfaces to make it easier for the programmer. It's Bluetooth or USB, which is everywhere.
Yep.
And the data shows up in a very simple and usable manner.
But I would have to program it, or somebody else would have to go, oh, I want to use it for golf, and they'd have to make a program or write a script for it to work with a program, and then to analyze all the data, and then I would be able to use that.
You know, if you had like Wii Golf, remember that?
Yeah.
Well,
I've got Wii Golf.
Put this on your hand and use a real golf club, and you'll get actual data.
But how do I make the Wii interpret that?
It's a very simple programming effort.
You do it or I do it?
Whoever's application it is would do it.
Right, so somebody has to do that.
Of course,
Yes,
someone has to do everything.
That's all I'm asking. No, Managed Patient says, Mike, it won't make you hit the white circle at the golf range, Top Golf. We went to Top Golf last night, and I did hit the white circle, but it was off camera.
Oh,
yeah.
Too bad.
Have you seen Top Golf? It's pretty cool.
No.
They've got all these targets all over the place. So instead of going to a driving range and just hitting a ball, you go to a driving range and you hit the ball to different targets, and you get different points for hitting the different targets.
It's almost like Frisbee golf, but golf.
Right. Yeah. Almost. Yeah. Frisbee golf's cool. So somebody has to program it and write a script. So you're getting it out in the world, and you hope that people will write the script, and you're putting it in clothing, you're putting it in gloves. That's very cool.
Yeah, and people are very anxious to write scripts for this because there's really been no workable fabric sensors till now. So there's been a real need, but nothing to fill it.
So when you say workable fabric sensors, you mean that the sensors are right here, and can I just touch this?
Yeah.
There's like some material in there, though, like a cable or a ribbon. Is there not?
Well, there's a little wire that drives the haptic in the fingertip, and then fabric sensing to measure the bend of my knuckles.
Okay, and it will give you feedback. Are you getting feedback now?
Yes.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Do you think in the future this will get slimmer and sleeker?
Well, all the game companies told us it has to be one size fits all. And it's like making a three-piece suit that'll fit everybody. So this actually works with children and with large people. So I think this is the format we'll see in the market.
Maybe we'll have bespoke ones in the future then.
I would be very happy to do that. That's much easier.
What other applications do you see this being used for virtual surgeries or long-distance surgeries or medical care or anything else like that?
Well, that's pretty challenging. Medical training. Also, we see it being used for training for new employees. Like fast food places don't want to put new people in front of actual fire, so they do it virtually.
Is this available now?
It's available now for platform companies.
Can you sense heat and cold through it?
We don't have that feature now, but it is possible.
How'd you come up with this idea?
Well, actually, I started using smart fabric to build musical instruments 10 years ago, and my music company, Keith McMillan Instruments, is building tens of thousands of products that are revolutionizing the music world. And then a bunch of robotics companies, health companies, auto companies approached us, so I spun out Bebop sensors 4 years ago to take care of those applications.
Interesting. Very nice. Nicholas Cotto wants to know, is it basically a commercial mocap suit with force feedback?
No, mocap is a little different.
That'd be motion capture. I was actually going to ask if you could use it for motion capture.
Well, for motion capture of the hand, absolutely.
Yeah. But you don't have a full suit.
No, everyone does that already. We're doing, measurement of joints, pressure, things that mocap can't actually capture.
Sure, but I mean, could you use that for mocap? So, like, we've got Rashard Higgins from the Cleveland Browns. He's right here. He just walked, just walked into our area, and let's say he was wearing that. If you were making Madden, and you used him to do the motion capture, and you could actually get the pressure, and, and as he squeezes the football in. I mean, maybe that could be very relevant, or the pressure that his foot puts down when he makes his first move, or the pivot.
We have all of that and more. We've made
but I'm saying,
football.
Wouldn't that be great in motion capture? For motion capture for game makers like EA?
Yes, and we have a football now that senses grip. So not just how fast and far you threw it, but how you released it.
Right,
and
how hard when you released it.
And they're using it in college football to monitor that perfect spiral.
They're using it in games?
No, in training.
In training. Okay. Yeah, I was going to say that'd be interesting. Imagine if we could get the real-time analytics of the release.
Yeah. No, the football appears normal. It's just we have fabric in between the bladder and the leather.
No, I got that. Yeah, I figured that out. But that's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's your imagination obviously can go wild, and those applications, many of them will work.
How do people find out more? How do they get in touch with you if they want to get involved? If they want to use this on their platform?
BebopSensors.com.
BebopSensors.com, and there's like a contact over there.
Yes, very much so.
And so you're not. I can't buy one of these today.
No, but in about 6 weeks you'll be able to. If you're a developer, you'll be able to get them.
Right. It's for developers now. In the future, I'll be able to buy one.
This fall and Christmas.
All right. Very cool. Wow. This fall and Christmas already?
Yeah. Well, this is my 5th generation glove, and working on it for 4 years, so it's ready.
You funded this yourself?
Me and my friends and family.
Wow. And you came up with the whole idea, and you're also doing the engineering behind it and the coding?
Yeah. I have about 40 patents, so I like making things.
How many people working for you?
20.
Wow. 40 patents.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Are you ever like the mad scientist in your kitchen, like trying to put this together?
I get mad, but not in my kitchen. I'm usually happy there.
I meant mad scientist in a like fun way, not like
It's intense, and everyone who works for me is mad as well, so it works out.
All right. Well, thank you so much. It's very interesting, and I like what the potential is for it in the future. Have you talked to companies like Under Armour and Nike and stuff like that?
Yeah.
And they're interested.
They're interested. They don't know what to do with it as far as
I mean,
marketing.
that's the thing. Like, I sit here and go, if I don't have the development team to develop behind it, I mean, obviously Nike or Under Armour does.
We seeded those companies early on. They had working products, and the marketing department
Well, you're doing the right thing.
They wouldn't know how to give them away.
But you're doing the right thing. You're getting them to the people who can design develop the apps for it, right? This is like the Apple model or the Android model. You give it to the people who can develop the apps. You get them developing the apps, and when there's an app store that you can utilize this, or apps that can utilize this, now when I buy it, I've got something to do with it. And that's why, yes, right now you couldn't give that away because nobody would have anything to do with it. They wouldn't know what to do with it, sit in the closet. But a year from now, 5 years from now, when there's 5 million apps that can use this, then people will be paying $200-300 for it.
Well, we actually have quite a few customers who are integrating it for release this year. The application that was difficult was putting it into an athletic shoe.
Yeah.
And they didn't understand how to market that. I think in a few years, like you say, that will be common.
You're right. It's also corporate. Sometimes corporate is hard to, get them to understand, see the vision, and move the ball. They kind of wait for it to happen and then jump on it, and then they'll want to make it happen yesterday, and you'll be like, well, it takes 3 months to ramp this up. No, yesterday.
Well,
then you'll sleep as less than me.
I hope not, although I don't know how much you sleep. But yeah, usually the visionaries in the company embrace us, and when they get it up to the VP of marketing, they start scratching their heads.
Yeah.
At least for now.
Right.
Next year, better.
But no, I see it. I see the vision. I see the path, and you're doing all the right things, and that's very cool.
Great.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Keith. It's been great to have you on and great to see this, and we're seeing it in such an early iteration that everybody should remember this, and 3 or 5 years from now, they're going to go, hey, oh my God, I just got this, and I remember first seeing it on BeTerrific.
Very good.
At CES 2018. Remember that. He's Keith, I'm Michael. That's a very cool product, and it has a very bright future, especially as they start putting it into shoes and clothes and all sorts of other things in many different applications. We're going to bring you a lot more great coverage just like this right after this. So stay with us. Your live continuing coverage of CES 2018. Don't go anywhere.